Want to save money but hate the idea of living like a miser? You're not alone. The word frugal often gets a bad rap. We picture someone counting every penny, reusing tea bags, and never ever going out. But what if I told you that frugal living isn't about deprivation? It's about being smart, intentional, and getting the most value out of every dollar you spend. It's about building a life you love without breaking the bank. So, if you're ready to ditch the cheap mindset and embrace a richer, more fulfilling way to manage your money, stick around. We're about to redefine what it means to be frugal. Let's get one thing straight. Frugal is not the same as cheap. Being cheap means always choosing the lowest priced option, regardless of quality, value, or your own happiness. It's about cutting costs at any price, even if it means buying something that will break in a week or sacrificing experiences that bring you joy. Frugality, on the other hand, is about spending your money with intention. It's about understanding what you truly value and aligning your spending with those values. A frugal person might skip the daily $5 coffee but have no problem spending more on a high-quality coat that will last for a decade. It's about making conscious choices that serve your long-term goals, not just your immediate desire to save a buck. Frugal living isn't about restriction. It's about liberation from the pressure to spend mindlessly. The core of this philosophy is prioritizing high-value spending. Take a moment and think about what truly matters to you. Is it traveling? Is it your health and fitness? Maybe it's a hobby you're passionate about, or spending quality time with your family. Whatever it is, that's where your money should go. Frugal living empowers you to say yes to the big things by saying no to the small, insignificant expenses that drain your wallet. Let your bank statement become a reflection of your values. If you value experiences, maybe you cut back on buying new clothes to save for a trip. If you value health, you might spend more on organic groceries by cutting out expensive takeout meals. It's a personalized approach to finance that puts you in the driver's seat. You decide what's worth it, not advertisers or social media trends. One of the biggest areas where people try to cut costs is food, but this often leads to eating boring, unsatisfying meals. That's the cheap way. The frugal way is to eat well without feeling deprived. The secret? Learn to cook meals you genuinely get excited about. Explore new recipes, find your favorite cuisines, and make your kitchen a place of creativity, not just cost-cutting. Meal prepping is a game changer here. Spend a few hours on the weekend preparing your lunches or dinners for the week. Not only does this save you a ton of money compared to eating out, but it also saves you time and mental energy during busy weekdays. You'll be eating healthier, tastier food while your bank account grows. Instead of seeing it as a chore, view it as an investment in your health and your wealth. Now let's talk about fun. Frugality doesn't mean your social life is over. It just means you get creative. Instead of expensive dinners and concerts every weekend, explore affordable or free entertainment options. Host a potluck or a game night with friends. Check out free museum days, community events, or local parks and hiking trails. When you do decide to spend, do it strategically. Look for happy hour deals, use coupons, or sign up for loyalty programs at places you already frequent. And here's a big one. Do a subscription audit. Go through your bank statements and identify all the recurring charges for streaming services, apps, and memberships. Are you really using all of them? Canceling just 2 or 3 subscriptions you forgot about can save you hundreds of dollars a year without you feeling any difference in your day-to-day life. It's about cutting the financial dead weight, not the joy. This principle of intentionality extends to the things we buy. The modern world pushes us toward impulse buys and fast fashion, cheap, trendy items that aren't built to last. A frugal mindset encourages the opposite. Buy less, but buy better. When you need to make a purchase, whether it's a pair of shoes, a kitchen appliance, or a piece of furniture, focus on quality and durability. A well-made item might cost more upfront, but it will save you money in the long run because you won't have to replace it every year. To do this effectively, you need to resist impulse buying. Before you click Add to Cart, give yourself a 24-hour waiting period. Ask yourself, do I really need this? Do I have something similar already? Where will I store it? This simple habit can drastically reduce clutter and unnecessary spending, leaving you with more money for the things that truly add value to your life. Transportation is another huge expense for many of us, But there are plenty of frugal choices that don't feel like a sacrifice. If you live in an area with good public transit, make use of it. It's often cheaper than driving, and you can use the commute time to read, listen to a podcast, or just relax. Carpooling with co-workers or friends is another great way to split fuel and parking costs. When you do need to drive, be strategic. Try to combine your errands into one trip rather than making multiple small trips throughout the week. This not only saves fuel, but also saves you valuable time. And don't neglect basic vehicle maintenance. Regular oil changes and tire rotations might seem like a hassle, but they are far cheaper than dealing with a major engine repair down the line. These small, smart habits add up to significant savings over time without dramatically changing your lifestyle. Ultimately, making frugal living work for you is about adopting it as a lifestyle and a mindset. It's about building confidence in a simpler way of life and tuning out the constant social pressure to spend, spend, spend. Your friends might be buying the latest gadgets or leasing brand new cars, and that's okay. Their financial journey is not yours. Stay focused on your own long-term goals. Are you saving for a down payment on a house? Paying off debt? Planning for an early retirement? Keep those goals at the front of your mind. When you have a powerful why, it becomes so much easier to say no to the things that don't align with your vision. See your frugal choices not as sacrifices, but as powerful steps toward the future you want to create. This confidence is the foundation of sustainable financial well-being. So let's wrap this up. Remember, frugal living isn't about being miserable or missing out. It's about financial freedom. It's about taking control of your money so you can build a life that is rich in what matters most to you, whether that's experiences, security, or time with loved ones. By shifting your focus from cheapness to value, from mindless spending to intentional choices, you can achieve your financial goals without feeling deprived. You can eat delicious food, have a great social life, and own nice things. You just do it smarter. It's a journey, and every small, smart habit you build today is a step toward a future with less stress and more peace. You've got this. When people hear the word frugal, they often picture someone counting every penny, living a life of constant sacrifice, and just generally being cheap. But here's the thing. Frugal living isn't about being cheap. It's about being smart. It's about taking control of your money so you can build a life you truly love, without the stress of living paycheck to paycheck. So if you've ever thought that saving money means giving up all the fun, stick around. I'm going to show you how to live frugally in a way that feels abundant, not restrictive. So, what does frugal living really mean? At its core, it's about intentional spending. It's not about mindlessly cutting costs on everything. It's about looking at your money and consciously deciding where it should go. This means you're focusing on value, not just the price tag or what other people think is important. You're asking yourself, does this purchase actually add value to my life? When you start thinking this way, you shift from a mindset of scarcity to one of empowerment. You realize you don't have to sacrifice your quality of life to save money. In fact, you can improve it by directing your resources toward the things that genuinely bring you joy and fulfillment. It's about aligning your spending with your personal values. Let's break down the difference between being frugal and being cheap, because they are not the same thing. Being cheap often means cutting corners at all costs. It's buying the lowest quality item just because it has the lowest price, even if it breaks in a week. It's skipping out on social events to save a few dollars, which might lead to feeling isolated. Cheapness is often short-sighted and can sometimes cost you more in the long run, whether it's in money, time, or happiness. Frugality, on the other hand, is about making wise, strategic choices. A frugal person might spend more on a high-quality pair of boots that will last for years, rather than buying a cheap pair every winter. They find ways to enjoy life without overspending, like hosting a potluck instead of going to a pricey restaurant. Frugal living still allows for plenty of enjoyment. It just requires a little more creativity and planning. This brings me to one of the most important principles of smart, frugal living. Prioritize high-value spending. This might sound counterintuitive. Spend more? But yes, the key is to spend more on what truly matters to you, and ruthlessly cut costs on things that don't. Take a moment to think about what you value most. Is it travel? Is it having a comfortable home? Is it pursuing a hobby you're passionate about? Whatever it is, give yourself permission to spend on it. For example, if you love cooking, maybe you invest in quality kitchen tools. But to afford that, you might decide to cut back on things that are low impact for you, like buying coffee out every day, or paying for streaming services you barely watch. Your bank statement should be a reflection of your values. When you stop spending money on things you don't care about, you free up so much more for the things you do. Let's talk about food, because this is an area where people often think being frugal means eating instant noodles every night. Absolutely not. You can eat incredibly well without feeling cheap. The secret is learning to cook meals you actually enjoy. Explore new recipes, find a food blog you love, and make cooking an adventure instead of a chore. This is where meal prepping becomes your best friend. By planning your meals for the week, you not only save a ton of time, but also a significant amount of money. You buy only the ingredients you need, which reduces food waste, and you avoid the temptation of expensive takeout after a long day. Plus, cooking at home is almost always healthier. You control the ingredients, the salt, the sugar. It's a win-win-win. You save money, eat better, and build a valuable life skill. Now, how do you cut costs without cutting out joy? Entertainment is a big one. We all need to relax and have fun, but it doesn't have to break the bank. Look for affordable or free entertainment options in your area. Think picnics in the park, free museum days, local community events, or hiking. Instead of going to the movies every weekend, why not host a movie night at home with friends? Another huge tip is to use discounts and promotions strategically. Sign up for loyalty programs at stores you actually frequent. Use coupon apps for groceries, but the key is to only use them for things you are going to buy anyway. A 50% off coupon isn't a deal if it makes you buy something you don't need. And finally, do a subscription audit. Go through your bank statements and identify all the recurring charges. Are you really using that gym membership? Are you watching all 5 of those streaming services? Cancel anything you don't use regularly. That's pure, easy savings right there. A core tenet of modern frugality is to buy less, but buy better. This is the ultimate move away from a cheap mindset. Investing in quality items that are built to last will save you so much money in the long term. Think about it. A well-made coat might have a higher upfront cost, but if it lasts you 10 years, it's far cheaper than buying a new, trendy, low-quality coat every single winter. This philosophy is the antidote to impulse buying and fast fashion, which encourage us to constantly consume and discard. Before making a non-essential purchase, try the 30-day rule. If you still want it after 30 days, then you can consider buying it. More often than not, the initial urge will have passed. This deliberate approach ensures that the things you do own are things you truly love and will use for a long time. Durability equals long-term savings. Transportation is another major expense for most people, and there are many frugal choices you can make here. If you live in an area with good public transport, use it. It's often cheaper than the combined cost of gas, insurance, and parking. Carpooling with co-workers or friends is another fantastic way to split costs. Even small habits can make a difference. Try to combine your errands into one trip to save on fuel, rather than driving back and forth multiple times a day. And perhaps the most important frugal tip for any car owner is regular maintenance. Keeping up with oil changes, tire rotations, and other routine checks can help you avoid massive, unexpected repair bills down the road. A little bit of preventative spending can save you thousands. Ultimately, making these changes work long-term is about turning frugal living into a lifestyle, not a temporary diet. This requires a shift in mindset. You need to become confident in your choice to live more simply. There will always be social pressure to keep up with the latest trends, to buy the bigger house, the newer car. Learn to tune that out. Your financial journey is yours alone. Keep your long-term goals at the front of your mind. Are you saving for a down payment, for a dream trip, for financial independence? Remembering your why will make it so much easier to say no to mindless spending. When you're secure in your choices, the opinions of others simply don't matter as much. So let's wrap this up. I want you to walk away from this video understanding that frugal living is about freedom, not deprivation. It's about creating a life with less financial stress and more room for the things that truly make you happy. By building these smart, intentional habits, you create a foundation of financial peace that allows you to weather any storm and pursue your biggest dreams. You can absolutely save a lot of money without feeling miserable or cheap. It's all about being smart, being intentional, and defining what a rich life means to you. Let's talk about the difference between being frugal and being cheap. Being cheap means cutting costs everywhere, no matter the consequence. It's about buying the lowest priced item, even if it breaks in a week. Frugal, on the other hand, is about making smart, intentional choices. It's about recognizing that you don't have to sacrifice your happiness or quality of life to save money. You can still enjoy nice things and have wonderful experiences. You just do it more thoughtfully. It's a mindset shift from deprivation to optimization. You're not giving things up. You're just getting more value for your money. Think of it this way. A cheap person buys a $5 pair of shoes that fall apart in a month. A frugal person invests in a $50 pair that lasts for years, who really saved money in the long run. So how do we put this into practice? A key principle is to prioritize high-value spending. This means you consciously decide to spend more on the things that truly matter to you and mercilessly cut back on the things that don't. Your spending should be a reflection of your personal values. If travel and seeing the world brings you immense joy, then allocate a significant part of your budget to it. But maybe you don't care about having the latest smartphone. In that case, you can save a ton of money by keeping your current phone for longer or buying a more budget-friendly model. It's about creating a personalized budget that aligns with your passions. Take a moment to list your top 3 priorities in life. Is it family, health, hobbies? Now look at your bank statement. Does your spending align with those priorities? If not, it's time to reevaluate and redirect your funds to where they'll bring you the most happiness and fulfillment.